What's up guys, it is Sam here from Sam and Gino Talk Money. Today we're going up to the Moorish Castle in Sintra. It's going to be part of the same video. We'll be going on to Obidos tomorrow, one of the other best preserved medieval towns in Portugal. But yeah, it's going to be a massive hike up here from the Sintra. I'm going to walk the whole way up. I'm going to film like as much of it as possible. We're not really going to go into the Pina Palace. We're just going to go to the Moorish Castle, which probably has the best views as well apparently. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Just a bit about getting here. We got here on the train from Lisbon. Again, it was €5 return, which is very, very cheap. We just had a bit of lunch on the way up here. That was about €9.50 each as well. And now just go up here, I think it's about €8 to go in to the Moorish Castle, which I think we're going the correct way. But yeah, it's just like a little garden that we're walking up at the moment, like this. So look, we'll see if we're actually going the right way or we're actually just going absolutely nowhere. Make out the other park we went to in the first video, just down there, which is a bit of a rip-off we've later discovered. Not really sure, but it seems like it's bringing us down again. Kind of like the trail ended. Yeah, I don't know. This walk is definitely better than the one we paid for the other day. Over there, the first video that I did. It's seemingly free. There's toilet stuff along the way. I feel like it is a bit better. We're yet to get to the top, obviously, but once we get to the top, there's meant to be great views from there. But yeah, a bit misleading at the moment. It just seems like we're cut off. So yeah, I'll see how we figure this one out. Our first glimpses of the Moorish Castle that we're going to, that we can actually see it from. The rest of the time we haven't been able to see pretty much anything really. It's just been covered in trees. Turns out we were on the right path as well. I think we're like maybe 20 minutes away from just reaching the top of it. So we've reached basically the top of this now. There's a lot more tourists and stuff around here. Because a lot of people do tuk-tuk rides from the bottom. I don't know how much they are, probably 10-15 quid, but yeah, we're nearly there. Maybe wondering why they should have two holes in the ground. Basically, they were prehistoric storage systems, basically for grains, potatoes, like legumes or something they're called as well. So that's basically what they are. So it's pretty cool. They're all around here. Our ticket into the Moorish Castle was only €8, so go see what this is all about and the views from the top of it. Hopefully get to see the Pina Castle as well from here. There's the Palace of Sintra down there. There's the old other Palace of Pina, but there's a big difference between the two. This one was made in 800 BC. The other one was opened officially to the public like 1856. This is created by the Moors, the old Muslim people from here, and that one was by the Portuguese rulers themselves. So there's a big difference between the two. For me personally, I would think that this is probably a better option than maybe going to the penal palaces over there. It's about half the price. It's not that busy. You're going to get the freedom to move around as much as you want here, which is excellent. There's a good lot of history here if you like the older kind of architecture, medieval stuff. This is definitely way better because that's just kind of new. Look, it's equally as impressive, but it's crazy that they did this in 800 AD, which is nearly over 1200 years ago. Which is, yeah, pretty cool. And then you've got the one that's over there. It's about 200 years old, just less than 200 years old. But you are paying double the price. Like, and here you get a good view of it. You get to look at this stuff. You get to see all around this side, and basically a 360-degree view of the area. I think it's fantastic. The walk up here is great as well, and it's only €8 to get in. Like for that and the walk, it's pretty good. Value is definitely better value than the other place we went to in Sintra, and it's definitely more here. Like, so I concluded just going around the other side of the castle, and then just we'll be walking back down Sintra. It's about an hour walk on the way down. So that just brings it to the end, basically, of walking up to the Moorish Castle in Sintra. Overall, like it's a pretty good walk. You wouldn't want to be doing this unless you're relatively fit. Definitely not in a wheelchair. Don't attempt it. The entrance fee is £8. I thought it was pretty good. Laura didn't really think it was worth it because she doesn't like that stuff. But I thought it was pretty good, and the views from there are very good. Tomorrow I'm going to Obidos. We'll be recording that as well. It's one of the most preserved medieval towns in Europe, and yeah, we'll see what it's like there. But yeah, we're just going to head back to Lisbon after this, just grab a few bits to eat and just head home, and then go out early in the morning down to Obidos. Day 2, and we've just arrived in Obidos from Lisbon. It was about £8.50 one way, so it's going to end up being €17 return to come here. About an hour and 15 minutes, like, so we just got off the bus there. Just going to go down to the shop, just grab something small to eat, and then start walking around and seeing what this place is all about. Not as sunny here as it was in Lisbon. It was very hot there. Here, yeah, not so much, but yeah, apparently it's one of the most well-preserved medieval towns in Europe, so yeah, excited to see what it's all about. Just grab like a €4 meal just from the supermarket. It's like a salad kind of thing. Just keep us going so we can look around this place. But yeah, first things first, do need to go to the toilet, like, so I'm gonna have a quick look and see if they're actually any good, the public toilets here. Last one that I showed you from the Christ Redeemer was pretty shit. But yeah, this is a bit more touristy place, a lot more nice stuff around. So yeah, look, it says a lot about the place, how good the toilets are. Overall, not too bad. This stink of piss, but not too bad. Better than the other one. Over by the statue of Jesus. So now we're just coming into Obidos and going into the walled town. Let's see what's going on. This is the entrance as you come in. It's pretty nice. It's a small town. We're gonna head up the stairs, get a view of the whole place while we're walking through it. So I mentioned this is a town very similar to like ones you may have heard more of, so like Siena in Italy. A small walled town. And look, from what we can see, it's extremely well preserved. If you do like castles and that kind of stuff, it's definitely worth a visit out here. Not sure how long you could spend here, depending if you're eating out or drinking, whatever. But definitely about a half day activities worth of looking around, looking at all the shops, all the little streets and stuff. It's yeah, it's very, very nice. One thing I have found in Portugal though, there's very little interaction with the tourists, as you can see from people in Asia. They mix with the locals quite a lot. Here doesn't really seem to be the case as much. It's just purely like tourism, like activity kind of stuff. They don't seem to be as willing to engage, whereas just me not looking like I want to be engaged with. But it seems to be the case. Like everything is just set up here, like purely for tourists. Even places like this, like they're very, very nice, very pristine, but you're not getting like a real feel, I think, for Portugal. You're just kind of seeing what everyone else sees, the touristy kind of stuff. But yeah, look, it is very nice here. No doubt. Like, so definitely throw it on the list if you are visiting Lisbon. It's not that much hassle to get out here at all, really. Lots of safety stuff here as well. No barriers whatsoever on the wall. Just a warning. Just watch yourself. So yeah, that's interesting. They just kind of, I'm surprised you don't have to pay for this. It's pretty much free. You don't have to pay to go on the walls. If you're any other European country, or possibly, I think you have to pay, like even the ones in Dubrovnik, I know they kind of have a different kind of reason for that. But yeah, it's free, which is pretty good. I don't know if you have to pay for anything further up, or is there anything like more touristy to do. But yeah, we're just gonna walk around this first, then walk through the town. But yeah, free activity to do. Bit of history about this place is that it was also built by the Moors, the same as the castle that we visited yesterday up in Sintra. So it was built when the Moors came over from Morocco and occupied a significant part of the Iberian Peninsula, and they built the Sintra castle yesterday, which is known as the Moorish Castle, and they also built this as a lookout point further up the coast. So this was built in around 713 AD according to estimates. But yeah, it was built basically as a lookout point to see off invaders. But this area had changed hands a lot in the times around that. It was first occupied by Rome, then the Visigoths, and then by the Moors. And it has a lot of different influences. But this castle has come from the Moors. It's the very same as the castle that we visited yesterday. So the hold behind all the castle walls is now available on booking.com to book an apartment to stay here. There's also a restaurant in it, so it's actually not a guided tour or anything like. So there actually isn't anything to pay for here, historical wise. It's just food, restaurants, and walk around the castle walls. But there's a great view outside, looking across the outsides of the town. Laura was a bit pissed off because she really got thrown off the wall by someone, but it is extremely narrow here, so if you are scared of heights or uneasy stuff, maybe don't come on this bit. I'm going to end the video here, just basically talking about how much it costs to get here. And so overall, the spend of coming here for the day was about 17 euros return on the bus, and then maybe another tenner in a taxi from the centre of Lisbon just out to the bus station. Then when we got here, we just spent about £4 in the shop on food. May just go grab like a beer or something in one of the local places here. But overall, it's kind of coming to a total of about 30 euros each just for the day out to come here, which is pretty affordable. It's definitely worth the day trip coming out here for half a day or so, just to see the place, grab something to eat, grab a drink or something. I wouldn't recommend maybe staying out here because I think you're pretty isolated from a lot of things and you run out of stuff to do. but it's definitely worth coming and visiting and seeing what it's all about, because it is very well kept, very well preserved, and there's a lot of history here if you are a history buff. So that concludes like the kind of 2 Moorish castles that we've visited in the last couple of days in the south of Portugal. Hopefully you might have seen, if you want to come and visit these places, and kind of got a feel for how much they cost to come to. But yeah, look, that's it. It's going to conclude it there. I hope you enjoyed this. Do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps out an awful lot. And for the next video, I'm doing a bit on the expenses of how much I spent by being in Lisbon for 18 days, and then we're moving to the Algarve there in a couple of days as well. So guys, without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.